What was it like driving away from your home for the first time when you went travelling? How has travelling full-time strengthened or challenged your relationship with me? What's the one thing you wish you knew before starting this journey? What's a moment during your travels that made you rethink everything? Do you think full-time travel is sustainable long-term with kids, or is it more of a short-term adventure?
Welcome back to another episode, guys.
Hello, guys. All right, well, if you see by the title, we're going to go into things that I don't think travellers go into enough, and we definitely haven't gone into enough before either. But
all the hard-hitting kind of questions.
Yeah, the hard-hitting questions. And I think that this video would have been absolutely perfect for us, especially before we started travelling. And that's kind of my hopes, right? If you are wanting to travel, maybe you know someone that wants to travel, share this video around, because I think it would help a lot of people understand more about the travelling world, how it really is on a day-to-day basis, not just the highlight reel that you see on social media.
That is what you see mostly, isn't it? It's always the glitz and glamour. Yeah, I think it's the word. It's always the good stuff you see. You never see the bad stuff on YouTube or social media.
And we honestly, we're the same too. I mean,
we don't post a lot of it.
You don't want to show too much of the bad times. Like, we want to remember this as an amazing time of our life. But honestly, it's not always that way.
No.
So we're going to go into, we always get questions asked, which is amazing. So I've got a few questions on my phone that are related to some of the questions that you've asked us previously, and also some of the questions that I think I would have wanted to know the answers to before we went traveling. So I hope this helps you.
We kind of didn't know the questions. That's what the best thing about this will be.
Yeah.
We didn't think about these questions before we traveled. We just thought, let's go travelling to these amazing spots. Everyone's having the best time.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff to it that's
a little bit deeper.
Yeah, and it's harder for some people than other people. So
yeah,
we'll go into some of these questions and see how we go with our answers.
And we will just say, obviously, this is our perspective. Yes. These are our answers. People will have different answers. But I mean, part of the travelling world is we're mostly going through the same thing. Right?
Yeah, that's it.
With slight differences. So hopefully this just helps anyone that is wanting to travel, who's started to travel, doesn't know what it's going to look like long term.
Yes.
All that sort of
stuff. We don't want this to sound like a downer video, or anything, like put a damper on your spirits.
No. All right, okay. He doesn't know any of these questions either, so I'd like to see how he comes up with some of the answers. All right. What was it like driving away from your home for the first time when you went travelling? Was it hard?
It wasn't hard, but it was exciting.
Yeah. Very
Very excited to do it. We thought we were just going for 12 months. So at the start, I was like, all right, let's do 12 months. We weren't sure. We weren't going to go back to the Gold Coast, where we're from. That was a bit more daunting, thinking, okay, we're going to go somewhere else away from all friends and family. But at the start, I'm going to say no, it wasn't, because we were just so excited to go. It wasn't until we actually drove probably an hour that we went, like, oh crap, we haven't even booked anywhere. So
that was crazy. The first night we drove, and do you know what? I didn't let myself overthink the whole travelling thing too much, which is crazy because for me, I'm an overthinker. So normally I'm thinking every scenario, but for some reason I didn't with the travelling thing. I just thought, it's going to be amazing, all that stuff. And then we were on the highway and I was like, we don't have anywhere to sleep for the night. And I was like, what? So that was actually more daunting than leaving our house.
I actually don't even think we had wiki camps then. I don't think we did.
No.
So I was like, we just find somewhere on the side of the road.
But I think it also helps that our house wasn't our forever house. It was our first house that we'd ever bought, which was incredible, and that was a memory in itself. But for us, I think it would be a lot harder if you had a house that you actually wanted to come back to, and maybe you didn't quite know if you have to sell, if you have to rent. That would be a bit harder.
Yeah, that would be harder. For us, it wasn't that hard.
We had no connections to it. We just sold, and we knew that we had to sell to travel,
and to move somewhere else.
Yeah.
So.
How has travelling full-time strengthened or challenged your relationship with me?
I think we're stronger.
Yeah, so
easily. Like we could anyway. We could spend a lot of time together anyway, even before we travelled. But now, I don't know, I guess we're kind of inseparable. Is that the word?
Did you hear that?
That's a big word for me. But no,
that's cute.
You have your moments, I guess. You have your moments, especially with kids.
Yeah.
Probably different if it's just 2 years. Well, they kind of test you more and then you probably take it out on each other a little bit. But I'd say we're stronger. Easily.
And I think what really helps is I'm really stubborn and impatient, and he is calm, collective, doesn't care, doesn't have a care in the world, and that really helps our situation because...
And I get over things quickly.
Yeah,
she
I don't.
doesn't.
So if there was two of me, I really don't know how we would do this, but thankfully he is the way he is, and he's very calm and collective and all that stuff. So I think it's made our relationship a lot better.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
We've been through some hard times on the road though, and there's a question coming, so I'll go into that. How do you balance structure and freedom in your children's daily routines? Well, we're homeschooling, so we homeschool for about an hour a day, and then honestly, run wild, my friend.
Just play,
enjoy this life that we have. They'll obviously be going back to school one day, so enjoy it while you can. Enjoy the serenity, enjoy everything.
Well, for like the last 5 months I've been working, so it's mainly been Leah that's looking after him most of the time. But it's usually just wake up, do schoolwork, and we
make sure we do schoolwork first up, because honestly, if I did it after lunchtime or any time in the afternoon, they wouldn't do it. I probably wouldn't have the mental capacity to do it either. There's no, other than homeschooling, there's no structure. It's just honestly free for all. Do what you want, enjoy your life. This is what we're doing this for. We
find if we don't do schooling first thing in the morning, it's pretty much over. They even if we try to do it, they don't concentrate. They're over it within 10 minutes. So first thing in the morning, we smash it out, and then they've got the whole day just to play and explore everywhere. So. Yeah.
And also, I think another thing is, if TJ's doing something with the caravan, he always gets Parker to help him. If I'm cooking, I'll get Quinn to help me.
Like we got a structured bedtime, usually 7:30 or 8 o'clock. They all go to bed.
Gives you time as a couple to just enjoy kid-free time. Because honestly, you are with each other and with your family 24/7. So you've got to really prioritise your relationship, because otherwise, if this falls apart, everything falls apart.
But that's the kid structure. Is pretty much we set a bedtime, they do their homeschooling, and then they just do what they want.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. Sorry, I was drooling a bit.
Over me.
Oh, yeah, maybe. God.
That's so good. What's the one thing you wish you knew before starting this journey?
Ooh, you want to go first?
How much money it was going to cost?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's such a.
It's probably generic, answer. But I mean, honestly, I had no idea. For me, I was like, we're in, the middle of wherever in a caravan. It's probably a very cheap lifestyle.
No, not.
It's complete opposite.
Not if you did caravan parks like we did. No, it's not.
No, yeah, but still, I think even doing like the off-grid side of things, and I think again, it all just depends on how quick and slow you travel, with all the fuel and all that sort of stuff.
That's what I was going to say, the fuel side of things. So we went fast. I wish we just slowed down a bit more and spent longer at places, because that's where you chew your money, I think, is your fuel.
Yeah.
And then, like kind of touched on then, with the more remote stuff, you're getting away from your big shopping centres or your shops. So you're going to expensive IGAs. I know it's for the local businesses, but they are very, very expensive. Yeah,
you think you're shopping at the moment in a normal town at Woolies or Coles is expensive. You then go to an IGA in a small town. It's a whopper.
Yeah. So be prepared for that. Yeah. It's not cheap. Anyone that says, I don't know how people do it cheaply, to be honest with you, just be prepared to spend money. Like that's what it comes down to. Like it sucks, but yeah, and always have backup money just in case, like something happens to your car, van. Have extra there just in case something does happen, because you never know.
What sacrifices have you had to make for this lifestyle, and were they worth it? I think the main thing is just being a homeowner.
The bank balance going down and not up. Depends how long you want to do it for, because another thing people don't think about is your superannuation. When I work, I salary sacrifice to get that back up. I suppose not owning a home, I don't know, it's not a big thing for me, but
I think the pros outweigh the cons here. I mean,
100%.
Yes, we're no longer homeowners, but look what we've gained, and look at the life we have, and we
will be a homeowner again, so that's fine.
I mean, and there's people that rent out their houses, so I mean that's not a sacrifice. That's just but for a lot of us, and the expense that is on the road, you just have we had to sell.
Yeah. We wouldn't have been able to buy a caravan or anything if we didn't sell our house.
No.
So that was just our decision, and we regret nothing.
No
way.
Gosh, no. What do you miss the most about living in one place?
Nothing.
Oh, really?
No.
I miss a bit of structure. On the flip side of that, I love not knowing what we're doing tomorrow. I love that. I love should we leave tomorrow? Should we go to a different camp tomorrow? I love that side of things. But on the flip side of that, I do like a bit of structure. I know that I like to know where my local shops are, where the kids can go here and I don't know. That's the only thing I miss as such, and a sofa. I miss a sofa.
A big TV,
and a big TV. Big but telly. I mean, they're all little things really in the scheme of things.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anything you miss about being in the one place? Or do you not miss being in the one place?
No, I don't miss being in the one place.
Yeah.
Like you said, I miss being able to shoot down to BCF or Bunnings. Yeah. When you're remote, you can't do that, but I love this lifestyle. So it's crazy. I don't miss one thing. Yeah.
All right. How do you keep romance alive while focusing on your travels and family?
Just put the kids to bed early and spend some time together, I suppose.
Wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Nah, not like that. Romance, not that sort of thing. Oh, fish just jumped. Yeah, alone time, I guess. That's all you can really do.
Yeah. Well, he actually bought me flowers the other day, which was lovely.
Bought some flowers.
Which is lovely. But honestly, it is tricky because unless you've got friends with you on the road or you're with family, you can't have alone time as such, like a whole date or whatever. We went back to the Gold Coast not long ago, and our family was there, so they got to look after the children while we had
lunch and watched a movie.
Yeah, so we went and had, a date day. Yeah. But on the road, that's not a thing. So it's just... So
the only time we had a babysitter when we were on the Gib, and we went to the baths.
Oh, yeah, the Ellen baths,
so we looked after their kids, they looked after our kids, and that was really the only alone time we pretty much had.
But it obviously is slim to none. It doesn't happen. So you just have to... I think when you put the kids to bed early, 7:30, 8, see you later, you at least have an hour together. Yeah. Make it the right... we go and play cards or like 5 crowns or like... not every night. Like sometimes we just want to chill.
Series.
But,
flying right up there.
We're watching a good Netflix series at the moment. Kind of goes over this. Do you regret selling the house? No, because it's given us this lifestyle. We had to do it. Yeah. We had to.
I reckon this house here is flashier than the house we had. So
it would have been harder if it was our forever house, or we really loved it, or we wanted to go back into the Gold Coast and couldn't buy there again because it's so expensive. But that's not our reality. We definitely don't want to. So
don't regret that.
It was the best decision ever. Okay, how do you make learning fun and engaging for the kids when they're on the road?
Schoolworks.
Yeah.
It is pretty fun for them. It's a structured school thing, isn't it? A package we got. Other than that, anything outdoors is fun, really. Like, they have fun whatever they're doing, like swimming in the rivers, playing in the sand. Yeah.
So we actually use Homeschool in a Box. We have just recently started using that. Love it. It all literally comes in a box just for the whole term. You do it in your own time, and it's fantastic. We love it. But yeah, they're out in nature. Like at the moment, we're somewhere where there's koalas and stuff, so they're looking out for them, and just keeping them engaged and keeping them knowledgeable about where you are, what's here, what they can look out for. It's really cool.
And going places, because you got kids, going places where they can do things.
Yes.
So we couldn't just go to the bush and just sit out there and do nothing. Like, yeah, we got Starlink and then go on their iPads, but
that's not what we travel
Australia. Pull up near a river like we are now, or the beach. At least they got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Parker got a metal detector for Christmas, so Quinn and him are always playing with that, trying to find stuff. So
he loves that. Yeah. Honestly, we've got a bit
Quinn
of sand.
Likes it more, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got a bit of sand here at the moment, so that's what they do. When it's not so hot, and they're trying to cool down in the river. So making sure that you're not just in the middle of a field and there's nothing to do, but we're in the middle of nowhere really at the moment on the Murray. We've got it's free. We've got the beach there. We've got water. There's things to do, right?
And Freddie's easy. He's toys. Yeah. He's young. Yeah, toys, Play-Doh. He's happy.
Sand. There's sand, buckets, all that stuff. What's a moment during your travels that made you rethink everything?
I don't really have one. I think you do with Freddie.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, but probably just when we broke something on the Gib, kind of made me think, oh, why do we even do this?
The fridge.
But then it was like, oh well, and I looked up and it wasn't, what's done's done, and I was happy again. But nothing really. Yeah. Mine's not as bad as yours was.
Yeah, no, I obviously I was breastfeeding Freddie. He was probably we left when he was 4 months old, and it was probably maybe he was between 9 months and a year, something like, no, it was probably about 7 months. 6 months maybe. It was just hard. It was tough. It was as a new mum, a lot of mums feel this way. You go through those really hard times, but even harder when you don't have family support around you. You're kind of trying to move every day, trying to travel, but also look after a newborn.
And then he wasn't sleeping.
You'd have to stop somewhere and feed. It was tough. But there's pros and cons to leaving on a lap early with children when they're younger. I don't know. That actually made me rethink absolutely everything. But
one thing we did do, if other people can try this, if they got babies on the road, is we just alternated nights. So one night, we went to bottle feeding, obviously.
Yeah.
Didn't we? Yeah, we did. So
what, can you not breastfeed?
One night, no. So one night, Leah would wake up for Freddie and I'd sleep all night. The next night, I'd wake up for Freddie and she'd sleep all night.
Game changer.
Not swap it over every time he wakes up, just the whole night, one person. And that actually helped.
I honestly think that was the moment where I was like, it's not so bad. Yeah. Because I actually was getting a full night's sleep. So, yes, you may think, oh, you're traveling, but isn't it really chilled life? And it is, but it's just different. But you're also trying to do, you know, you're trying to bring up children at the same time, and it can still be tough. Like, I think people, and myself, I used to think, oh, but you're traveling, you're living the best life, like it must be incredible 100% of the time. But I mean, everyone goes through stuff.
Not all the time.
You just have to, you're parenting children, whether you do it in the middle of a bush or at home.
Well, you still have dramas at home, so you're going to have them on the road. Like,
Absolutely.
It's just how it is. That's life, I guess.
That's life. How do you balance travel days with rest days to avoid burnout for yourself and the kids?
I do get over driving like 3 days in a row. I remember driving back when we come back to Queensland from Kununurra, that was long. It was like 10 days straight.
Oh yeah, that was horrendous.
Every day just driving.
Yeah. And I think as well, with our first lap, we were go.
Yeah.
We never had a rest day. That like literally never existed. We never just thought, let's just chill at the caravan for a day, did we? We were like, let's go see.
But...
Oh, not many.
Yeah.
Like, let's go see what's in the area and whatnot.
We did that every day.
We did that every day for like nearly a year, over a year. And it was just like, that's when the travel burnout really happens, and it's...
This is why we say slow down. If you can, just slow down.
Yeah. Even if it's just that extra day, like once a week, just absolutely do nothing. Like
we said with slowing down, if you've got a 12-month timeline, slowing down, you might think, oh, it's going to go longer, you're going to spend more money, but you're not. You're not driving around as much, so you're saving fuel, and that's what we found. If you just stop, you don't spend as much money.
Oh, 100%.
So you can probably go longer if you wanted to, by just slowing down and spending more time at some good free places.
Yeah.
Not sitting in a caravan park for a couple of weeks. Yeah. It's just too expensive. It's not recording.
It is. 2, 3. It is.
It?
How has travelling changed your perspective on life and priorities? For me, priorities are like, for sure, it used to be my 9 to 5, but honestly, even when we stop, priorities are get out there more, travel more, even if it's for the weekend, if it's for the school holidays. The children grow up so fast.
I wasn't a big one for going, like working all week and just sitting inside. I was big for that. Just sit inside, relax all weekend. Not now. As soon as the weekend comes, let's go do something. Like, even once we settle down somewhere, I'm going to get a proper boat. So we've got stuff to actually do on the weekends instead of just sitting. Then the kids get out and enjoy the life, not just sit inside on their iPads. Definitely priorities are more weekend stuff. Obviously, I've got to go back to work eventually. So, not just sitting at home and wasting
Honestly,
our weekend. School holidays, go away on school. I was really big on this too before we travelled, was going away on school holidays. I didn't like it because it was so busy.
Oh yeah.
Now we're used to it, so just book somewhere and just go. I know it's busy, and you meet so many people when you go on school holidays. You don't think you will, but so priorities are just weekends, do more, not just sit at home and do nothing. That's a big one. And
spend more time with your family. That's what I mean.
Like the weekends.
Life is just, life goes by so fast.
Your kids grow up fast, just enjoy it with them.
How do you manage individual needs versus couple priorities while travelling?
I don't even know what that means.
Do you need your own time away from me and the kids? Like,
I don't really.
You're not bad.
I don't really care.
I do.
I get up before everyone and just sit there and drink coffee.
That's actually that's how you like to start the day, right? You go
have
outside,
a coffee, sit outside and have a coffee.
Yeah.
But it's not a massive one for me, be by myself.
For me, I'm a bit of I like to just have a little bit of time to myself sometimes, being with the kids all the time. You obviously do need a break. Obviously, it's the best lifestyle, but you do need a break. So sometimes, TJ will go take the kids, somewhere or do something with them, and then I just get a bit of, zen and peace for an hour or so. And honestly, that just is a game changer because it breaks it up. Because yes, you are with the kids and your hubby all the time. So
it doesn't bother me too much. I'm pretty cruisy.
Honestly,
cruise along.
He'd be laying horizontal if he could. He's that cruisy. Do you think full-time travel is sustainable long-term with kids, or is it more of a short-term adventure?
Everyone's different, I suppose.
I think it all comes down to the kids' ages.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, some people are different. Some people can keep doing it, which is fine. I don't think it's sustainable for us. Mainly the schooling side of things. So high school's coming up soon. We're not doing that. He can go to Parker's going to high school. Yeah. So long term for us, I reckon no.
No. If we had started a few years earlier, then we would have been on the road a few years longer.
Yeah, we'd be still going.
We would make it work. Yeah. I think it honestly just depends on your children. But then saying that, if you go earlier with children, you've got. There is tough. Limitations, isn't there? You've then got small children on the road, and that can be tough as well. So honestly, it's sustainable if you enjoy it.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be different with that one. It depends on your kids and asking your kids, ask them what they think.
I think once
you're traveling, ask them how they're liking it. They might not like it.
What's the kids' least favourite part of travelling, and how do you manage it when they're travelling in the car?
Oh, yeah, I'd say that's probably their least favourite.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Going to places where there's not other kids, I suppose.
Which is a lot of places.
Yeah, which is testing them at the moment because where I'm working there's not many kids.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
And like Parker's found it very hard the whole time. There has been no one his age. Like we had one other family that did, but other than them, it's always younger kids.
2.5 years on the road, nearly 3 years, and they've all been Quinn's age or girls or whatever, or younger, and she can play with younger kids, whatever. Yeah. But for Parker,
there just hasn't been anyone.
Where
really.
are all the 10 and 11-year-old boys? I don't know. Like we haven't
going
met.
A different way to us, I think. Yeah.
We honestly haven't met, and it's made it really tough for him, which is just sad.
Yeah, that's been harder for him. Probably travel days have
I'd
to
say
suck,
travel days.
And again, they hate being in the car.
I used to be that person that was like, don't give them the iPad. I'm going to be that iPad.
Yeah, no.
I'm not going to be that
That's just
iPad mum.
Especially 8 hours in the car.
Now I'm just like, here you go, kids.
Have your iPad, watch the movies.
Make sure they're charged.
Yeah, watch the movies. Like half the time we don't have reception, so
no.
They just watch movies. So.
And the good thing is as well, get Netflix, download movies.
Yeah.
When you're online, and then when you're travelling down these roads where there's hardly any bloody signal, they will have something to watch the whole time.
But yeah, I'd say probably travel days would be the worst.
Yeah, I'd say so. What's the hardest part about living in a caravan full time?
I suppose the space.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's all you're in each other's space 24/7.
Yeah, like having a door on your bedroom, like having an actual separate living room, not hearing the kids right next to you, and you're all trying to live in the same.
That'd be the hardest part.
Trying to cohabit in the same literal 9x9. I don't know. I don't know how big it is, but but it's on that is my.
That'd be the thing.
Thing.
Yeah, just the space. I suppose you're always on top of each other. That's going to be the hardest thing for anyone.
And regardless of whether you have a tent, a camper trailer, a caravan, a 19-foot caravan, a 22-foot caravan, you are in each other's space.
The showers are right here because it closes separate.
Yeah.
But if you're on the toilet, they can just walk in. Fred doesn't like the doors closed, so you kind of got to bloody... If you lock it, he's just going to rip the door off. So you got to tell everyone you're going to the toilet and kick him outside.
How do you stay motivated to keep going even when things get tough? Have you ever found any, have you ever got to that point maybe? I know I have. I talked about that with Freddie.
We said that before.
But
not
even
really.
I find that obviously every day sort of blends into each other. I think sometimes you can kind of go, we had not long ago we were like, do we go back into a house? Do we do this? And then you kind of got to realise we're living the best life ever. Like while we can still do this, we're going to do this. All of that stuff will come eventually for us. Don't worry about the money you're spending. That can obviously cause. Stress.
Money probably stresses a lot of people out.
Yeah.
Because they'll leave and realise how much they're spending is probably more than they thought. And I've seen that a lot of people say that, it's more expensive than I thought. And then if you don't have enough money to do the full 12 months, at least you've done some. Go back, work on the road. And then you can go again.
I think you just got to remember your why. Are you on the road to spend time with each other as a couple? Are you wanting to spend more time with your children? That's your why.
You might just want to see Australia.
Yeah.
And that's,
Keep that in the forefront because you will come across tough times. It will cost a lot of money. It can be stressful. It can get boring.
It's still awesome though.
But it's still, honestly, it's still incredible. I'm just saying when it gets tough.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have 100% success rate of it being absolutely incredible. But
you will have days.
Yes. Beep. How do you celebrate milestones in your relationship while traveling?
Yeah, they're obviously harder. They're not as... Yeah. We've always said we do little things for anniversaries and that, but honestly, we'll go all out once we're back in the house.
We don't. We haven't. If we're apart from each other and we can go get something from the shops, but we will. But we're just not, and we're never near the shops really. And as well, it's more space to take up in the caravan.
In the van, yeah. We'll make up for it when we go back into a house for sure. Buy big gifts.
Yeah.
But,
well, we just love on each other a bit more that day, but otherwise it's the presents and stuff. It's just
and we're big present givers too, which is
big present givers.
We always buy presents.
He's the biggest. He has always been so it's kind of really hard on the road because I'm just like, he's gonna get me something, but we just don't. It's just not enough. We're not anywhere near anywhere, which is a shame. But
we'll make up for it once we get into a house. We'll buy presents and all that stuff.
Have you ever thought about quitting and settling down?
No, we were going to.
Yes.
That's when we sold the Franklin. We thought that was going to be it, but then we're like, no, let's make it because we weren't finished. So no, because we weren't finished.
We didn't feel finished.
No.
And we knew that if we just worked for a little bit longer, we could come on the road again. Yeah. And we knew that, yes, we wanted a house really badly. I'm that homebody person. I love a house. But I knew that if we got a house again, we'd be trapped again, having a house. We wouldn't be able to then travel again full time.
Not for long trips.
No.
Especially over like Western Australia. It's just so far away.
Yeah.
So that's not like a school holiday trip you can make.
No.
So, but no, I'd never really thought about quitting. The best lifestyle. So I'd do it forever if we could, but we can't.
Yes. What challenges have your kids faced while living this lifestyle?
Well, we talked about Parker, just meeting people. Schooling can be a challenge. It was at the start.
Yeah. We've met a lot of people on the road that have found homeschooling their children really hard too.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's quite hard when your kids maybe see you as a parent and not a school teacher, and then I'm sure that can be really hard. We haven't had it, like, our kids are quite good at homeschooling and they will sit down and do it, but again...
Yeah, probably the friends thing.
I think the friends thing is the biggest thing.
But that's more lately too. Yeah. So at the start they were sweet, but now they're like, oh, we want to kind of go back to school.
And I think the best thing is, thank goodness we have Quinn and Parker, and they are 2 years apart, and they do play together.
Yeah, they can.
They're not each other's cup of tea all the time.
No.
So, I mean, they do miss their friends. You know, Quinn's talking to her friends on her iPad all the time, and I think they just want that lifestyle, don't they? They want the school, they want that back. They do want all of that. They've loved this. They literally like, we love traveling, but we just want to go to a school again. We are listening to them. We're not dismissing any of their thoughts. And we have openly asked them too. We literally sat down and we had a really good talk with them. Obviously we knew we were doing this for 12 months ish at the start, and that was never a question we asked them, because we knew 12 months will be done. But it has gone on a little bit longer than we thought. 2.5 years now. So we sat them down the other night and just really asked them, didn't we? And we just, because again,
they told us what they wanted to do.
Because again, it's their childhood.
Yeah.
And we can't travel forever and do all that. They're at that age.
Especially if they're unhappy. You don't want them unhappy.
No.
They're meant to be enjoying themselves. So.
How do you ensure they feel a sense of home while constantly moving?
Just structure, I suppose. Yeah,
I think structure. I think keeping things quite normal, whatever the normal is to you. Again, iPads, tellies, all that sort of stuff. We don't say no to that stuff. Like if they want to go play, they can go play. If they want to sit on their iPad and have some quiet time and refresh their mind, they can. And I think if that's how they like to enjoy their time. I think
we don't make it like they're camping 24/7.
No.
Like
we are living on the road. There's got to be some normality there a little bit.
That's it. Exactly right.
What advice would you give to couples or families considering a similar lifestyle?
Just go and do it.
Just go and do it, honestly.
Take your time, slow down.
Yeah.
Plan, I suppose. I wouldn't say plan too much, because I reckon winging it seems better.
Yeah.
But
keeps it exciting.
Slow down. You're going to have a great time, but there's going to be some crap times.
Yes.
Money.
Don't stress. You can always make more money.
You'll probably stress over money.
Yeah.
Try not to, because that will put a dampener on things.
My main piece of advice is always, and people reach out and say, "Oh, could we do it? Do you think we could?" If you can do it, you will never regret trying. If anything, you'll regret maybe going, "Oh, we should have tried. We should have done that." Like if you jump on the road and it's not for you, then go home and go back to normal life. But you'll regret not trying it at least, because honestly, most people that we talk to, this is the life that they have dreamed of. They loved it. They're spending time with their family every day.
I haven't met anyone. I have seen people on Facebook and that say that it wasn't for them. They only lasted a few weeks, a few months. I'm yet to meet any of these people, so I can't really comment on them. But
they're all home now.
Well, they're all home. Yeah. A lot of them, I think, is the kids stop enjoying it.
Yes.
So then the parents are stressed because of the kids, and then so.
Yeah. I can see that though.
Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, just take it day by day and get out there, have fun. You could just try small trips to start with and see if your kids do like it. We didn't do that. We just sold up and left. And making it like a lifestyle, not a camping trip.
Yeah.
If it's going to be long term.
Yeah.
If you make it a camping trip, I reckon they'd get over it straight away.
Oh, it would be tiresome. It would be just like...
Whereas it's your day-to-day lifestyle, I think that makes more sense. It makes more sense to me anyway. I don't know about other people, but... more of a lifestyle than a camping trip or a holiday, then I reckon you're going to enjoy it more.
How has travelling impacted your children's education and development, do you reckon?
They did go back to school. They've been to 2 schools since we stopped them last year.
Because when TJ went back to work last year, we put them into school, 2 different schools, just because we were in the same spot for a bit. I was like, should we put them back in, see how they go? They loved it. They came back the first day.
Parker said he was kind of bored with the work they were doing because it was easy. So...
They came back the first day and I was a bit worried, thinking I've just homeschooled you for nearly 2 years. How have I gone? And they came back and they were like, it was easy. We knew everything. I was like, thank goodness.
Yeah. And their report cards were all really good.
Yeah.
They were not behind in anything.
No.
And like I said, like for them to say, oh, this is stuff we did 6 months ago with you guys, and they're only doing these subtractions now. I'm just like, well, how good's that?
And plus their development, I think, honestly, you like, oh, look, there's a koala. You see
there's
him?
another one, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I got sidetracked. Being without any other kids and stuff around, that could get a bit funny, because like then you go into a big school again. I can see where kids maybe would feel a bit anxious about that. Go from like just around your family 24/7 to
our kids, I find, used to be a bit like that before we travelled. They were very, I don't know, not scared, but
they were very cautious.
It changes them for the better being on the road.
They were cautious before we went travelling. They didn't want to be not beside our side. Like, honestly, we would leave the car and they would scream because they couldn't see us anymore. And like, we were literally just behind the car. It was pretty crazy. But then literally 2 months in, they had to meet new people. And then they were off to the park with the walkie-talkie. And they were all like...
They're still safe, but like, it's changed them so much. And they're so happy to go and make friends, talk to people now. So.
Yeah. What's one misconception people have about full-time travel? Jesus, a huge one.
The $1,000 a week rule.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I know that's still, people say it's gone up to $1,200 or $1,500 a week rule, but
I reckon
misconception is the price. Another thing which took a while for us, a misconception, is you're going to meet heaps of people, hang out with them, and your kids are going to hang out with lots of people. I think that's a misconception.
Where are the people?
Yeah, I see it online a lot too. People are like, we've been on the road for 3 months and we just haven't met any other families.
No.
Our kids haven't met anyone, and you think you're going to find all these people, but you don't. It took us nearly a year to Christmas
to meet a good group of
a good group of people.
Like maybe if you were in caravan parks the whole time.
Yeah,
maybe.
That's a bit different. Yeah,
but like we try to find places that are a bit more quieter, free camps, all that sort of stuff. So maybe that's where we go wrong. Not wrong, because this is what we enjoy. Yeah. But yeah, you're not going to find, unless you come here on a school holidays on the Murray, like you're not going to meet loads of people, are you?
Well, there's no one here now.
So we do try to go where there's not many people, but again, it's
I reckon one other one, a misconception, is when you go remote, you think you're going to be by yourself. There's always campers, there's always people around. So I reckon people might be a bit worried that they're like, oh, if we go to these remote places, it's, we're alone, and like, yes, we're by ourselves here, but there's literally a camp around the bend there and there's 4 other caravans there. But you're not alone.
No.
So don't be worried about going to remote places.
And this is one I had, I've said this one before as well. Before I went travelling, I thought, oh my God, you're in the outback. Yeah. There's not going to be any fuel, any this, any that, any water. Like, how are you going to survive?
You are from England though, so you don't really know.
But, every 200 Ks, there's a petrol station and whatever. Yeah, so you're not remote. Yes, you're remote, but you're not like... you'll die alone remote. There's always there'll be someone passing by. It might take a few hours, but if you're on the side of the road stuck, a truckie would drive past.
There'll be someone. Quick one about its money as well. Misconception is you won't spend as much money on the road as you do at home. No, you'll probably spend the same, if not more. Maybe less, but there's a misconception.
What's one travel hack or tip you swear by?
I've got a couple. 2 quick ones. Never pass up a fuel station.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case, especially when you're in remote places, because the next one could be closed or out of fuel. And the next one I really like to do is fill up my water tanks from the drain outlets and push the air out so you get your full amount of water in your tanks.
So many people have messaged us or whatever, or talked to us and said, we've taken up that tip. That was the best tip ever.
So if you don't know what I mean, where your water tanks, you got a drain usually on your water tanks, fill them up from there, push all the air out of your fillers, and it'll get 100% in your tanks.
So do you have to have your filler points open?
Yeah, open them up so it comes out, pushes the air out. But so I tried this while we were away. For like 8 months I was doing it, and there was a counter one time on some tap we're at, and we had 95 litre tanks, and we were getting maybe just under 80 litres in the tank. And then someone told me ages before that, just fill up from the bottom. I never did it, and I was getting the full 95 litres. So
crazy. That's
my tip, and don't pass fuel stations.
Best tip we ever heard was when you're actually filling up at a water point, fill up, put a load of washing on, and then drive away. And when you get to the next free camp or wherever you are, hanging up,
you're done.
Bob is your uncle. Yeah. Saves you that $100 a night at a caravan park just for.
It was just for water too.
We had
the washing machine. We just had it for water.
Honestly, we were just going there to do our washing. Yeah. We just thought that was the easiest way to do it.
Your tip could just be have a washing machine.
tip could be have a washing machine. If
Because
you haven't got one, put one in. Oh my
You
gosh.
can go to a laundromat, I suppose, but that's money. It's worth it. Washing machine's worth it.
His sister is about to travel Australia full time with her husband and child, and they've just put a washing machine in their van. They've gone away with their caravan a few times here and there, but for full time travel, put a washing machine in your van. Honestly, it's a game changer.
Spend your money on a good battery system and you won't have to stay in caravan parks.
And you'll save money long term.
You will.
You will save money on your whole lap by doing that. It might seem like a bit of investment at the start, but honestly, $100 a night at a caravan park, you need to do your maths, because you could easily have a better battery system for a month's worth of
Well, at
caravan
Exmouth, we were there for 2 weeks, cost us $2,000.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good start. That's a decent battery system.
If you had to do one thing different, what would you do? In the whole of our travelling experience, what would you do differently?
Slow down.
Would you?
Yeah. Slow it down. Wouldn't rush places. And stop staying at bloody caravan parks.
The one thing I would have done differently is I wish we kind of had left earlier as the kids were younger.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have been able to do it longer.
Yeah, that would have been good. We just weren't in a position to do it.
We weren't in a position to do it. No.
We didn't really know about it, really.
Honestly, it's one of those things, like we used to watch people on YouTube, watch them travelling, and just watch as viewers. We never ever assumed that this would be our life.
We could do it. Yeah.
Honestly, never, until you asked me that question one day and you're like, should we go travelling? And I was like, my mind suddenly went, what, can we do it? Like, okay, let's do it. It was literally a pretty quick yes. You don't want to get to your deathbed and go, what do I wish I'd done?
Yeah, wish I'd travelled Australia.
I wish I'd travelled Australia.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
This isn't us giving you financial advice.
No,
here. Do not listen to us.
I should put this at the start. Disclaimer.
This is our opinions only. But go and travel Australia. It's unbelievable.
All right, last one. What's the best advice you can give to families that are just scared to take the leap?
Just do it.
Yeah.
That's all you can say. That's all I can say to you is just do it.
Honestly.
Yes, it's going to be hard if you're selling a home to do it and then you don't like it, obviously. If you're renting out a house, that's fine. You can just jump back in there, I suppose. It's going to be scary. Like, all I can say is just get out there and do it, because there's no better lifestyle.
And you won't know until you do it if you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just not something that you... Like, a 2 weeks on the road in a caravan is not giving you a very good visual of what life is like full-time on the road. It's not. Well, that is my questions. I hope that... Like, honestly, I
hope I didn't put it down on too many things, because they were... well, they're different questions. They're not all the... You know, where's your favourite place to travel, all that stuff.
And I wanted to make sure it was questions that, like, people aren't, you know, going, oh, where's your favourite place in Australia? Like, that's not what we're here. We wanted to really just share real and raw, honest answers of our experience. You just want to know what it's really like on the road. Honestly, like, 95% of the time, it's the best life we've ever lived.
It's amazing.
Wouldn't change it for the world. Are you going to have down days? Absolutely. It's life. You're with your family all day, every day.
All day, every day.
But it's seriously the best thing we've ever done. Hence why we're still doing it 2.5 years later.
Yeah, still
but I think you just got to be quite realistic. And I think that's where maybe at the start I didn't really think. I just thought, oh my God, we're about to travel Australia. This is going to be amazing. I never really thought, oh, you know, it's going to be hard. I'm with the kids every day. I'm with you every day.
Yeah, you don't think about that.
You don't think about that. But hopefully it's just opened up your eyes a little bit. Didn't want to put a damper on things or travelling.
I know they're all...
Like we say, please go travel if you can travel. Or just, if you can't travel full time, get in your backyard more and travel with your kids more.
And be prepared for stuff not to go hunky-dory all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be... Like you said, 95% of the time it's amazing.
Yeah.
Wouldn't, you know, but then that 5% is just like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
Should we go home?
Yeah.
Oh, you know, but
it's just real life.
Yeah.
We're just here
But at the end of the day, we're just saying, go and do it.
Now to go and live our life on the road. But honestly, go enjoy your life. Go and, if you can travel, go travel. If you have any other questions, our socials are always open, or drop your comments down below. But yeah, we're here to show what it's really like on the road.
Right, I'm going to go swimming now because it's very hot. Let's do it.
So I'm sweating. All right, bye guys.
Bye guys.
Sleeping with your back facing me.